Hey guys, we're really trying to get to 2,000 subscribers by the end of January. If you'd like to spread the good word of the channel, consider subscribing or blowing up your local Death Star. It really helps spread the good word of the 69th Precinct.
Welcome back, Officers of the Republic. Is your Coruscant Underworld Police Chief AP Gaines here, and today we have the top 5 loneliest characters in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. And by loneliest, I of course mean characters you should be using in solos for early to mid-game players. Now, really quickly, we're trying to get to 2,000 subscribers by the end of January, so that's something that you want to help out with. The support would be appreciated, but it is well documented over the last couple of days that after switching editing software, I have been very, very frustrated with my inability to render videos for whatever reason. I think I have finally gotten to the bottom of it. So if you see this video and there's an intro and an outro, I figured it out. If there is no intro or outro to this video, I am unimaginably angry, and this might be top 5 loneliest characters in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, but I am definitely top 1 most depressed YouTubers in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. So let's hop into this list. We got our solos over here. We got our lonely boys. Everyone knows number 1 has got to be Darth Vader. Easily become the best free-to-play player after his recent rework. Well, I say recent, it's been a while at this point. Basically, for those of you who don't know, his Merciless Massacre Zeta allows him to attack everyone at least once, and with his AoE going up, attacks everyone. He could throw a Culling Blade out, then another AoE. He can do basically 7 attacks, 8 if he's under EP lead, but this is solos only, before the enemy even takes a turn. So the strategy around this is if you go against an opponent who has a team that's weaker in gear or in relic, you can throw in a higher gear or relic Darth Vader, one who is faster than the opponents and likely can one-shot all of them to quickly get a 64 banner win, help your banner total overall in the GAC, and give you a boost towards winning that round of Grand Arena. Oftentimes, you will find backwall defensive teams in the early to mid-game that are very susceptible to this one-shot potential as you progress into the late mid-game, into the late game. Around 3 million to 6 to 7 million GP, this obviously is no longer a factor because they're going to have relics that are equal to yours on defense, and that relic advantage is not going to exist anymore. So this is definitely the best free-to-play character, definitely a solo that you should be using the second you unlock him at 7 stars. Get him to gear 12, get him to relic as soon as possible. You will not regret it. Darth Vader, number 1 solo viable character. Now, number 2, this is more of a mid-game. As you see, Darth Vader is more of an early game. Malik is more of a mid-game. As you can tell, this account has just unlocked Malik, so this is not going to be super soloable. As you can tell, my grasp of the English language is quite fantastic. Basically, if you mod him for high tenacity over 100%, excuse these mods. Everyone knows I have terrible mods, but I'm trying to find a couple of good tenacity mods to throw in there. But if you mod him for over 100% tenacity, that kind of takes away his only weakness, which is those healing immunities, those stuns, people ganging up on him in a 5v1. So if he has that high tenacity, he can do quite well in a solo potential. Since he dumps all of his protection and throws it into health, it's easier to get those 64 banners, especially when he drains that health equal to 100% of the max health of the opponent he's attacking with that drain life. It's great for recovery, great for longevity. People who crit him get feared, so he's a fantastic mid-game version of a solo character. Now, if we go towards more of a mid-game character as well, we're going to see Enfys Nest here. Now, I don't have my Enfys Nest up high enough, unfortunately, because I have other Fleet Arena priorities going on, but Enfys Nest will definitely be up there after I unlock the final character for Beskar Mando. The reason Enfys Nest is more of a later mid-game character, but also fantastic for solos, is her protection recovery is super annoying, and the only way to beat it is to perfectly time a big strike when the protection comes down. And since the opponent can't man their defense, it's got to be the computer that plays. They often don't seize those opportunities, allowing you to take advantage of maybe even stronger teams. If you can throw up dazes, you can throw up big OEs, you can get big hits in with a relic or high gear Enfys Nest. Same as Darth Vader, you want to have it where your relic or your gear is considerably higher than the opponent's, so that you can quickly take advantage of a short and sweet solo potential. And since the computer doesn't do the best things ever, they're not the smartest people in the world, they won't take advantage of your one weakness, which is when that protection comes down, and you should be pretty good to go. Another thing to note, just as a sidebar here, is Enfys Nest could replace Scion and Nihilus in a weaker Triumvirate team against Geos to 2-man as opposed to 3-man. It does work super well. The days will be kind of detrimental because then they won't get those damages from assists if they can't assist. But as long as you avoid that and they go after Nest and Nest doesn't die, you should be in a pretty good spot. And then after maybe Treya dies or something, if you got a really low Treya, then you can throw up some dazes, get some big hits, drain their health pool, and do some good work there. Just another sidebar to emphasize on Enfys Nest. Ooh, you like that, boys. How good this character is in solo and even duo viability. All right, the next one, we've done an early, a mid, and a late mid. Now we have a super early game. As you can tell, mine is not up to snuff because I don't do this. My window for the Count Dooku solo has kind of passed at this point. But super early in the game, if you happen to rush Separatists or have like a Gear 12 Separatist and you're going against weaker teams, Count Dooku is fantastic early game solo potential. High potency, high speed, he can apply stuns and shocks on everyone, basically stopping them in their tracks. If he goes first because he has super high speed, he's one of the fastest characters in the game. When he does his riposte, he will stun everyone. And then after they're all stunned, you basically keep throwing up shocks, keep throwing up stuns on whoever has the highest turn meter, and they're never taking a turn. If you can throw on the flawless riposte Zeta even, when he's counterattacking, he'll regain protection, which will give him extra longevity, as well as some recovery. So you could potentially get that 64 banner win as opposed to 63 banners. So because of this kit, it really exploits the early game. When the early game teams don't have great mods, they don't have high speed, high tenacity, all sorts of good stuff like that. They can't do fantastically high amounts of damage. This is where that character in the early game will really be a huge advantage to you. Not necessarily a Zeta that I would go for. As you can see, I still don't even have him geared 11, don't have 15 level 15 mods or any Omegas, or I don't have the Leadership Omega or the Zeta on him. So this is more something you have to take advantage of in the early game. And it's really a niche category, but he can be quite effective. Now, we've talked about Darth Vader being fantastic for solos, but what about Darth Vader before he lost all of his arms and legs? Because he refused to jump to the side of Obi-Wan Kenobi and then gain the high ground. He decided to go right in like an idiot. We have Jedi Anakin. Jedi Anakin is another one of those characters where if you have a higher relic or a gear level, you can take advantage of weaker teams simply because he does massive amounts of damage. If you guys want to hop over on my Discord, we do lots of cool stuff over there, but oftentimes, well, that's where I record my streams for my GAC, but other people will stream their GACs as well, so we can all hang out and have a good time. I love watching people stream their GACs in the early game. Find a super weak susceptible team and throw in their Jedi Knight Anakin. Takes first turn, one big AoE, the round's over in 5 seconds. Those are fantastic to watch. This is obviously an early game version of a solo team, but when it works fantastically well and is super exciting. Again, like all of the other characters, you want to be higher with the gear or relic than your opponent for this to work. Probably for this one, considerably higher, just so you can make sure that you get that one shot right off the bat. But definitely a character who is fantastic for solos. Alright guys, that's going to wrap up. Whoa, connection error. That does not look good. Well, this is going to be my outro screen. Thank you guys for watching. As always, we're trying to get to 2,000 subscribers by the end of January. If you guys can get me to 2,000 subscribers by my birthday, which is the 18th of January, I have a special video queued up. It actually works, so it rendered, it can upload, it's unlisted right now. That video will go up if we get 2,000 subscribers by the January 18th, but that being said, guys, I love all you guys, and I'll catch you later.